Afghanistan has been in a constant state of war since the late Cold War in 1978 and has seen no sign of stopping since, but it has been slowing down with the help of the United States providing most military and security aid to the country. The amount of military aid given to Afghanistan by the US alone is millions of dollars in drones, guns, and armored cars. In this video, we will talk about how military and security aid has affected Afghanistan and if it really is the most appropriate form of foreign aid. This whole conflict started in 1978 when the former USSR invaded Afghanistan. This then started the brutally long decade of the Afghanistan and USSR war. The reason for this was to influence the country by supporting the communist government in the civil war. The US did not want the Soviets to spread their ideologies to Afghanistan, so they decided that it would be in their best interest to support the Mujahideen, which was an Islamic rebel group. The US then started to supply this rebel group with an influx of weapons which helped push the USSR out of the country. And for the US and the rebel group it seemed like a victory, but this victory did not last long.
The rebel group would later evolve into the terror group Taliban, which was growing in the 90s until one day on September 11th, 2001, everything changed. 9/11 was the turning point that would trigger the United States war on terror. And a few days later, the United States invaded Afghanistan, with them launching many airstrikes and bombing runs all across the country, where possible Taliban terrorist groups were.
In late 2001, the US already had the Taliban in retreat. An interim government was put in Kabul in December. The Taliban government collapsed in late 2001, but they still kept fighting in pockets.
It seemed as if the war was already over. Not much happened until 2004 when Osama bin Laden surfaced in a message taking responsibility for 9/11 and taunting the Bush administration. 2006 would see a resurgence start and fighting would start in the south. In 2009, Barack Obama announced that he would dedicate more troops to Afghanistan. After 10 years of fighting in Afghanistan, Osama bin Laden was finally killed in 2011. In 2014, Obama announced a military withdrawal from Afghanistan, and he would leave 9,800 troops there to train Afghan sources to take out any remnants of the Al-Qaeda. Recently, the Islamic State has also tried to creep into the nation, revealing the fragile state that Afghanistan is in. The war against terror is still present today, and the United States is now changing to fight more terror in Middle Eastern countries like Iraq and Syria. But the US still spends $9.5 billion in military and security aid in Afghanistan. The US spends $47 million a year on Afghanistan for military aid as of 2017. This military aid in Afghanistan has resulted in the collapse of the Taliban government. The people of Afghanistan have received new human rights, and the new democratic government was put into place.
Military and security aid has helped Afghanistan by removing the Taliban government. Osama bin Laden was also killed in the fighting. With this, a new democratic government has been put in place. Afghanistan's GDP has increased from $3 billion in 2001 to $20 billion in 2014. This is strengthening military relations. There are also some negative effects of military and security aid. 2,403 US soldiers have died fighting in Afghanistan. Anywhere between 1.4 to 2 million casualties in Afghanistan have occurred during the fighting. Collateral damage has majorly affected civilian lives. Military and security aid has currently worked well in getting rid of the Taliban and other insurgents away from the country, but it may not work in the long term. Developmental assistance should come because in the war, infrastructure was destroyed, which is crucial to the country's economy and its citizens' well-being. Humanitarian aid would also be useful because many people have been left injured after fighting in the conflict. All these forms of aid will help build a better Afghanistan.